Hello, everybody. How's it going? It's me, Crendor, and today we got a big WoW housing update. It is the neighborhood update. I kind of skimmed through it, but I haven't fully read through it, so I figured we'd do that for a video and see how it goes. So let's just jump right in. Welcome home, adventurers, or in this case, welcome to the neighborhood adventures. So far, our series of articles, we've shared information on our philosophy, decorating, and rewards for housing in World of Warcraft, but it's time to bring you into the neighborhood. Briefly mentioned in our post on housing, let's get into the nitty-gritty of what neighborhoods are and how they work. Before we dive into things, disclaimer, they're a work in progress, blah, 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 blah. Okay. This land is your land. As a quick refresher, homes in World of Warcraft are separated into two neighborhood zones, Founders Point for the Alliance, Razorwind Shores for the Horde. Each neighborhood is made up of roughly 50 plots of the same size, all of which contain a house. We want players with different preferences for locations to find a plot that's perfect for them, be they vibe-based or looking for something for a specific character. Some plots are placed far away from everything for the hermits among us, while others are grouped together in small cul-de-sacs of 2 to 3 houses, blah, blah. Other houses are in a large group for folks looking for more hustle and bustle. Dude, I imagine like a 1990s cul-de-sac group. You just got somebody with a boombox out there blasting like early 2000s music or something. Similarly, there's a variety of biomes in each zone, ranging from Founders Point, spooky forest, and autumnal farmland, to the lush oases and windswept bluffs and Razorwind Shores. In both neighborhoods, you'll find a dynamic central hub area full of both NPCs, activity, and endeavors. Keep reading. An important consideration, I like how they threaten us, like, keep reading. An important consideration for us, and one of the reasons for these zones are so big, is we want to give players ample space. Partly because having a yard that you can decorate really lets people express themselves, but also we want to make sure there's enough room between plots that players didn't run afoul in each other's yards, so you don't have to worry about your neighbor's old growth tree jutting through your delicately constructed hedge maze. And you don't got to see your neighbors doing whatever they're doing over there. You're just like, wow, look at my beautiful yard with my apple trees and like all this stuff. And then your neighbor's just like, I don't take care of my house and I haven't taken care of it in 55 years. It's got like shit growing all over. Although this looks really cool. I like this. So you have like, it seems like you do have different aesthetics. Like you do have the kind of gloomy aesthetic. There's like waterfalls and stuff. You got this like apple autumnal orchard. Like so far, this looks pretty cool. Housing organizations in Azeroth, HOA. It's not just a question of where you choose to live, but who you choose to live near. That's important. And don't worry, there aren't actually any HOAs here unless players choose to implement them. Neighborhood, dude, there's going to be some guy that's literally just like a real HOA. He's like, I'm the guild leader and we will make sure that everything is according to the house. I don't think you're allowed to put trees there. We need to be able, okay. Neighborhoods are persistent, so anyone you live near will be your neighbor forevermore, making this decision important, though you can move at any time, so don't worry too much. I like how they're like, you better pick right, because this is forever, except you can leave anytime, so it's whatever. Like, okay, so I guess it's not that important. This allows your neighborhood to be customized, so you can work with other players to progress it together. There are two types of neighborhoods, the public and the private neighborhoods. Public, these are created as needed by the game servers, and anyone can buy a house in them. As they fill up, new instances are created, so players looking for a house shouldn't see a message about all the neighborhoods being full. Public neighborhoods are run by the game as well, including naming it with a semi-procedurally generated name, organizing endeavors, again, and keeping the neighborhood running however it's needed. So it's going to be like, you know, Thrall's Fields or something, I don't know. Then we have private neighborhoods. These are created and owned by players, either by guilds as guild neighborhoods or by arbitrary groups of players as charter neighborhoods. To create and maintain a private neighborhood, there's a minimum number of players, not characters, who must be in a guild or charter, as well as eventually a minimum number of players who must be living in the neighborhood. This is due to technical concerns around server database performance, as neighborhoods are significantly more complicated than a simple instance. Okay, guild and charter neighborhoods have largely the same functionality. They can be named by their owners, and names do not have to be unique, though they do have delimiters to differentiate them from one another. Players can control who can live in them for guilds via guild roster. Player will be removed from the neighborhood if removed from the guild, and charters have manual control via a special UI. There's a permission system for who can control the settings, memberships, etc. And managing endeavors is the responsibility of the owner and managers. Okay. There's what? Well, they don't really give too much details on the limit. They're just like, you need enough people. But like, how many is enough? Is it like 3? Is it like 5? Like, I guess we'll find out eventually, but that's interesting. There's one big difference, however, between guild and charter neighborhoods. Guild will have homes available for everyone in a guild through additional attached instances, regardless of the guild size, while charters are limited to the max number of plots in a neighborhood. Okay, I see. So I guess charter is more like for you and your friends, I would imagine. Depending. I mean, your friends might be in a guild too, so I don't know. You could always just make a guild and do that, I guess. And then here's some more housing pictures. Looks, honestly, I like this. Very Azshara coded. And then this is a little more Durotar, but it's actually a much better looking Durotar. And then this almost looks like a Nazjatar? Like, I don't know what this is, but it's got some Nazjatar beach vibes. It's kind of cool. Also very, like, orc garrison building house looking thing. Okay. Because what was the other one? That was the, oh yeah, Alliance House. So, I mean, so far the Alliance House does, I think, look better because it's just a big orc building. But I'm sure they'll have more stuff as it progresses. Hopefully. Don't you be my neighbor. Uh-oh. 2 questions we got a number of times we want to quickly answer. What happens if I don't like my neighbors or the neighborhood? We've designed this to be frictionless and straightforward, so you can just get up and move. You can choose to relinquish a house at any time, at which point your house's state will be saved and ready to be unpacked with a click when you purchase a new house elsewhere. When you move out, there's a regret timer started, so if you change your mind before purchasing a new house, you can move right back in. Once you buy a new place or the timer elapses, your old house will go back up for sale and another player can buy it. It's worth calling out that if you're evicted from a private neighborhood, your house is also packed up too. It's interesting they say buy it, because I thought you just get a house for free. So is this like, is buying it just like I claim that plot of land? That's what I would imagine it is. Because like they said, they're like, everybody gets a house, but it's like, okay, now we gotta buy it. That's I would guess that's what it is. It's probably just buying is the action of selecting the house. You don't actually have to have like money and stuff to buy it. At least that's what I think. Can people just walk into my yard house? It depends. We want your house to be your space and for you to feel safe, but there's also recognize some people are more social to that end. Both you and your plot and your house have independent permissions that can be set to allow or deny friends, guildmates, neighbors, or anyone. This lets you, for example, allow anyone on your plot, but only friends and guildmates inside. Of course, these permissions can be changed at any time. If you want to make it private for book club meetings in the afternoon, then open it up for a dance party at night. These permissions are frequently checked, so if you change them, it'll remove anyone whose permissions no longer valid. Okay, that's actually pretty cool. I like that. This is where we talk about endeavors. Oh boy, here we go. Endeavors are a neighborhood-wide activity open to anyone who lives in the neighborhood. This is a block party. Endeavors occur approximately once a month, and a new endeavor becomes available. And when a new endeavor becomes available, the neighborhood is provided with the opportunity to learn from various cultures and factions of Azeroth by completing different tasks. Players in private neighborhoods can choose from a selection of endeavors, though occasionally a set endeavor appears to highlight things happening in the world. In public neighborhoods, the game servers are responsible for choosing which endeavors are active. Okay, at least in private, you can, like, pick which one happened. That's actually good. That already makes it so public is just kind of... I feel like public's just, like, some... Are all your characters tied into... I don't know. I still have questions, but... Each endeavor has group tasks that are collectively completed by the neighborhood. As tasks are completed, more NPCs from that area show up, making various themed decorations available to the neighborhood inhabitants, or even visiting players from other... This is like in Animal Crossing when the camel lady shows up, or the fox that sells you paintings. I think that's what this literally is. And neighborhood changes visually to be decorated in that faction's fashion. Number of tasks required scales with neighborhood size, so a 50-player neighborhood will have to complete more tasks than a 10-player neighborhood. Similarly, if a neighborhood's like less active, future endeavors for that neighborhood will also scale to the requirements to accommodate. Okay, that's nice. So you can see here we have the Val'sharah Endeavor, and then there's no Endeavor. So I actually like the way this looks. That looks pretty cool with the houses, and you got these little market things over here too. And then Val'sharah, they had like a big tree and shit. So it's kind of like in the town. It seems like it happens in the town square, right? The little like whatever you want to call it, the town. I think it's the town square. The tasks themselves run the gamut of gameplay, from crafting the gathering to questing to completing dungeons or raids. We want there to always be a way for any given player to contribute to the endeavor, regardless of how they choose to engage with World of Warcraft. Successfully completing tasks not only yields rewards expected from that sort of task gameplay, but also grants a new type of endeavor currency, which is shared across all endeavors, as well as the neighborhood favor. Oh boy, here we go. We're getting into the neighborhood currencies. Neighborhood favor is used to level up your house and earn rewards, while endeavor currency is used to buy decorations from the visiting NPCs in either your neighborhood or in your friends' neighborhoods. So here it is, the house dashboard. And it looks like we have, let me zoom in. So we have Cosma's house, 26 Light Bend Grove. It's at a 7. You can find a house. You have 2 tabs over here. You can show his experience bar. And it looks like you progress and earn stuff as you progress. So it's like renown. And then, so it looks like by hitting this, you get a Scarlet Throne, a wooden table, a lantern, and then an increased decor limit, which, when I first saw this, I was like, okay, so they're just limiting your decor. But I guess there's other games that do that too. Like Animal Crossing prevents you from getting new rooms until you progress enough to like unlock that room and pay for it, and then you get that room. So I don't actually dislike it. At first I was like, look at them, they're limiting it. But I think the more I think about it, I'm like, yeah, you know, at least I think it's cool that they're adding like a progression system to the housing to make you want to, you know, do housing stuff. You know, at this point, it almost feels like people are just going to play the housing game more than the actual game. But you still have to go out into the world to get stuff. I mean, overall, this is like, I still think this is looking fantastic. Like, it's genuinely looking really good. It's looking better than I thought it would be. Because, you know, people thought player housing was just going to be like another garrison where you just slot in some stuff and that's it. But like, it's actually looking pretty good. So once enough tasks have been completed in an endeavor, the entire neighborhood is rewarded together with bonus endeavor currency and neighborhood favor, as well as the ability to purchase all decorations at the NPC, provided players have the currency. Our goals for endeavor are threefold. Give the neighborhood a common goal to rally around and be rewarded for it collectively. It feels good to complete things together. We want to encourage both synchronous and asynchronous, or synchronous and asynchronous play with your neighbors, to give neighborhoods a choice in how things are visually represented or presented on a large scale, not just individually player-owned plots, and to introduce some asymmetry between neighborhoods to make visiting other neighborhoods more interesting. That's true. Time to get out of town. This is just the start of what we're playing for neighborhoods and endeavors. Having a large-scale, persistent multiplayer space and the ability for players to collectively contribute is exciting. We can't wait to build with you. What do you find most exciting? Keep. Okay. Already I found people that were like, I thought I was going to be playing have my house solo. Now I got to play with other players in the neighborhood. And like, I swear to God, you can't win. If you, if they made it so you just had to sit in your house and nobody could even like interact with you, they'd be like, it's like garrisons. Remember MMOs? Remember back in the day where you had to go to town and be around people? And now it's like, hey, we're making it so like you get your house, but you're in a neighborhood and you get to play with other people and your friends and like work together. And they're like, but what if I want to be alone? I don't know. Then just go be in your house alone. All right. It's like being in your real life neighborhood. All right. You can stay in your house. People outside might be having a block party and doing stuff. You can sit inside looking out the window with binoculars like, what's old man Jenkins doing down the street? Right? Like, you don't have to do anything. You can just sit in your house still. But then they're like, but then I want to get the rewards. Well, then go outside. Okay. That was just a complete side tangent. So overall, I think this is pretty cool. I think the most concerning part for me is just like figuring out the HOA thing, or like how many people it takes to make a plot or make a neighborhood and like live in that neighborhood. So obviously they want more than like probably 2. Like maybe it takes 3 or something for server capacity stuff or anything. I don't know. You could always just make a guild with your friends or something, or I guess you can make a charter. I don't know. It seems like it's going to be pretty cool. I like that you can decorate your yard. I like that I actually like the events. I think the events are pretty cool. So overall, I'm pretty excited. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. I'm sure there'll be plenty of opinions because there always are. And I'm looking forward to more news about all this and eventually getting to try it in, whenever midnight launches, which, getting closer and closer. Who knows if it'll be maybe even early next year. I guess we'll find out at Gamescom. So thank you very much. If you want some other videos, I'll put the latest pointless top 10 up there, and I'll put the WoW GeoGuessr up there if you want to see me guess where I am in World of Warcraft. Okay? Okay. See ya.